Well, it's gonna rain, so I thought I'd pull it out and let the water do some of my job for me, and then I'll clean up the rest. I have a nice custom seat in there. I did get the seats lined out. I was able to, I was thinking I was gonna have to modify them, weld them, do a bunch of stuff, and looking at different ways to not do that, I realized I could unbolt the rails and move them from one to the other, and that would make it a little easier. And then I got lucky and the holes just happened to line up. So these seats, the rails are exactly the same width as what I had on there. So Kia Rio to whatever I had on there that was modified worked. So that's all done, and then the shop's a disaster. So I've got to come back in and clean this up, and hopefully we'll get a nice rain, clean the inside of that Samurai up, and then we'll be able to do the unboxing on that, so we can test fit it and see how it looks. All right, thanks. Got it all rinsed out. The box was really well packaged. I think they did a nice job holding that together. This is kind of along the cliff here. Just trying to make sure not to cut anything that I didn't need to cut. Well, I got smart here and just decided to use the stop motion. Okay, so I've got it mostly unpacked. This is the piece that goes inside of the vehicle at the bottom, so it blocks the cab from the bed. And then this is the piece that goes on top, and I had it painted. It's one of the benefits, or one of the things they do there, a service. And what they do is they basically will, it comes in gel coat, or they paint it. And so there's a little bit of a lead time either way because they have to manufacture it. But so far, the quality looks good. It's got a seal all the way around it on the outside. It's got glass in it, and when you think about something coming all the way from Greece, it's pretty amazing that it got here without being broken, but they did a nice job of packing it, and so lots of good marking and insulation and everything else. So with that, let me just go ahead and set it up there and see what it looks like. All right, I've got it in there, and actually it looks like there's quite a bit of room inside. When it looks like the seats will fit with plenty of room, because it does kind of go out for a little bit there, and you do have quite a bit of space. I've got to look and see what kind of hardware is in there and what kind of instructions come with it, but so far I'm pleased with the top. I will eagerly await the piece that fits over this to see how well that seals. And I've got to probably clean up these seals a little bit, but I'm pleased. So that's kind of what I've got at the moment. The broom is not a feature once it's attached. I just didn't want it falling over. I was a little nervous jumping around. So for attachment points, this piece here looks like it attaches to the bottom of this, and it overlaps it so that water goes to the inside or to the outside. And then it looks like we've got some hardware down here that's going to come up from the floor to secure it, and then I believe we're going to have to seal this surface here just all along the bottom to make sure that water doesn't flow into the vehicle cab. And then I still don't know how this is going to attach, but I'll be looking at that. I saw some little baggies of hardware in there, so I'll take a look at that. But so far so good. The inside is rather luxurious. I'm sure that'll match the carpeting inside, so that should be really nice. And then I do appreciate the little touches like here, the fasteners are taped so they don't fall out, and so you don't need to have a bag of hardware that might potentially get, you know, if the box gets punctured somehow, they won't fall out, and then you have to find your own hardware. Getting it in here is a little tricky. I tucked it into that gap right there and was able to get it in here. And I noticed right away that this hole right here is going to line up with that fastener. So that's going to be kind of nice to use existing hardware on the vehicle without having to drill new holes. I was able to go ahead and get the bulkhead in. It's a little tight up here to get those in, but only because these fasteners are still on the wrong side of the sheet metal down there. And so it pushes it up a little bit, but you can see that once I get those out, it's going to be a nice tight fit there. And then I'll have to probably push this back to get this to seal up here, but it's molded and rounded to fit around that. So I'm pretty excited. It looks like it's going to be just fine. This is what it looks like from the outside, and I just stuck the fastener through. I imagine that I would probably put the nuts and bolts on the inside so that I don't have sharp edges sticking out. Let me fit the rest of the top. Okay, I've got a little more work to do. It looks like I need to pull this piece of padding off of the seal here, otherwise it will leak. And then also the top won't sit properly on there. So let me do that. Okay, so I took that pad off, and it required loosening these roll bar things so just to get the padding out from underneath, and there was a zipper that took it out. I did notice there's a dent in it in the top that I'll have to probably see about pushing out. It looks like you can see there's a little bit of damage up here, but I don't think that's a big deal. I didn't even notice it. And then I would imagine that I need to seal these holes up so that I don't get a leak inside the vehicle. But basically I did use the impact on these fasteners here, and then everything else pretty much came off as it needed to. See a nice scuff there. This vehicle's had a hard life. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep these or not, but we'll have to see. And so without completely putting it together, that's the top. I've just got to put a few fasteners in it and make everything sit like it's going to sit. This seems a little high at the moment, but I think it's a little high right there, and that will probably settle out once I attach these down here along the bottom. But it seems like a very nice custom fit, so I'll dive into that probably in the next video. I'm gonna see if I can find some directions or get some just kind of for what sealants to use, and if you guys have any suggestions on sealants to use, I'd love to hear it. I think and then any other suggestions as we go, and then I'll do another video once the other top comes in, and that'll determine what I need to do. I'm a little worried about taking these off because I wonder how much they support the windshield. I know it's supported right here with this bar here, and then with those I think it had some additional support, so we'll see if it's possible to use those with the new top. I actually don't think it's going to be, so I will probably go ahead and just pull those and just make sure that it's ready for a complete top. Let me see what it feels like inside. Oh yeah, it's roomy in here. I like like it. And I think sitting in the cab that you would be able to, well, I don't have a mirror, but you would be able to look over your shoulder and be able to see what's going on in the back. And so good visibility. Anyway, all right, that's all we've got for today. I just wanted to share that with you. I'm pretty excited about it, and I think that it's going to make a nice addition to this little Suzuki to turn it into my little pickup that I can maybe not haul a 4x8 sheet of plywood. Maybe if I had a saw, I might be able to cut it up and put it in there. But these were never much for hauling anyway. All right, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe if you want to keep up with what we're doing here. I've still got a lot of other things to do. I have a fuel pump, electric fuel pump that I put on it that I need to wire with the relay. I have not done that yet. I have a lift kit that I need to install. The tires are new. I've got 2 new seats that they're a little dusty, and I may just take them and get them detailed so that they fit in there really nice. I think it's going to look good when everything is all together. I do have a door panel over there, and I've got a glove box and, parts for these things, and they're all over the world, so there's stuff that's available. I'll tell you a little secret on the carpet. I'm a cheapskate, and so what I did is I ordered a European one because I was able to get it for like $60, which means that the driver's steering wheel is on the other side. But looking at the floor, I don't think it makes that much difference, and I think I'll be able to trim and cut to do what I need. And I saw that somebody else had done it, so I was able to get it probably for a third of the price in the States, because there aren't a lot of European vehicles in the States. So we'll see how that goes, and then that might be something for you guys to think about doing for your rig. All right, well, thanks again.